Chase Elliott wins in an absolute NASCAR classic, coming to the lead in the closing laps. Let's break down NASCAR in Atlanta. Hello everybody, welcome to Dirty Air. I'm your host Alex Lambert, and let's talk about NASCAR in Atlanta from the Atlanta Motor Speedway live here. Super exciting race, one of the most exciting races I've been to in a while. Talk about the Chase Elliott win, top 10 playoff grid is shocked after the huge crash. The playoff bracket is shocked too, or the in-season tournament shocked too with that giant crash midway through the race in stage 2. We'll dissect it all. Let's go ahead and get into it. And first off, what a fantastic race. What a fantastic facility. Fans love Atlanta. It's the best ticket in NASCAR. It's probably the best racetrack in NASCAR right now for multiple reasons, right? And we go back to, this is what I think fans want from a Daytona or a Talladega that we've sort of lost with the new car, the new packages. And I'm not going to dissect into what we could do to make that better, but it is like a hybrid, right? You have the pack racing, you have the drafting, but you have also the fastest race cars. Obviously, the big crash midway through changed the dynamic of the race, took out a lot of the fastest race cars, and that's when we saw guys like Chris Buescher in the 17, Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott ultimately winning the race, even the 38 of Zane Smith. They showed their talent and able to manipulate the air and how fast the race cars were. That was very exciting to watch, a fantastic race from Atlanta Motor Speedway, and let's go ahead and talk about it. Big win for Chase Elliott. This doesn't shock the playoff grid too much as far as a winner goes because he was in by such a large margin, almost 140-something points to get into this race. But definitely exciting to see Elliott win for the first time since Texas last year. It's been a long time coming for Chase Elliott, the hometown crowd, the hometown boy to win here in Atlanta. They loved it. The crowds loved when Chase Elliott crossed the line first. It was an absolutely religious experience. Certainly that was exciting to see. A couple of wins here at Atlanta for Chase Elliott now. All of them coming in the next-gen car. Chase Elliott's been good at this type of racing over the last few years. This could be that boost of momentum to get Chase Elliott over that hump. Once again, Chase Elliott's consistent is key. Consistent. Top 20 every race this year. Finally, with the victory, this is big. Can he win more? I think it's possible. We'll have to see what can happen moving forward. Let's take a quick look at your top 10. Brad Keselowski, a nice second-place finish. Nothing went wrong today to take him out and make him finish in the last position, but did finish in the second place. That's a good run for the driver of the 6 car after having somewhat rough NASCAR season throughout this entire year, right? Nothing could go right. Finally, Brad Keselowski finishes in the top 2 today. A good win for him. He'll certainly have to run with that and take that as far as he can. You have Alex Bowman finishing in the 3rd position. A nice top 10 for Alex Bowman. He needed the good points today, got some good points, and that's a nice day for the driver of the 48 to get those results today in the 48 car. You see Tyler Reddick finishing in the 4th position. That's a nice finish for Tyler Reddick today. He's certainly been fast all year long, needed a few points to continue racing into the playoffs. It looks like he has a solid cushion, but a nice day for the 45 car. Tyler Reddick finishing the top 5. Eric Jones with the top 5 finish. That's a pretty good run for Eric Jones, the driver of the 43 car, the Toyota. Once again, they've been getting better results. John Nemechek's been having better results. A little bit of a rough night for him tonight, but did get a solid result tonight. Top 5 for Eric Jones. I'm sure he'll take that and run with it after somewhat of a rough year. At least he's been outrun so far by his teammate Nemechek. 47, a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Nice run for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishing in the top 10. You go back down a little bit. Chris Buescher also in the top 10. A nice day for those guys. And then Zane Smith with a really fast race car all day long, able to finish in the top 10. Nice result for him today in Atlanta. Once again, one of the big things we're going to have to dissect in this race after going through the top 10 is the big crash midway through the race in stage 2. We had 2, right? Took out Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell early on in the race, or at least gave Christopher Bell a lot of damage. He ultimately came back out. But the big wreck that changed the dynamic of the race was after that in the start of stage 2, huge crash. Looks like Todd Gilliland gets into the back of Denny Hamlin at least a little bit here. Hamlin gets squirrely, slides into the middle of the racetrack. Big pack racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway, huge pileup. This took them all out, right? This damaged Kyle Busch. This damaged Brad Keselowski, ultimately came all the way back. Damaged Kyle Larson. Took out guys like Ryan Blaney was out in the previous wreck. Took out guys like Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, who showed a lot of speed in the first stage of the race. Very frustrating result for Joey Logano after this crash. Very frustrating result for a lot of drivers to wreck out so early in this Atlanta race. That right there, that crash was the key point. That was the turning point of this NASCAR Cup Series race, right? That's what did it in for all these NASCAR Cup Series drivers. That's what took a lot of them out, and that's what opened the door for other drivers, right? We never got to see the full stint of the race. We never got to see how good Logano was, how good Hamlin could be at the end of these races. We didn't get to see that because of the crash, but fortunately that opened the door. Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, and we got to see those guys race it out. I thought that's what made it fun. Once again, that big crash midway through the race was a turning point for the event.
have a minute now to take a look at the point standings following this race, the 18th race of the 26 regular season race schedule. So once again, now with Chase Elliott winning, we have 12 different winners. Now, one thing to note, with a new winner, which Chase Elliott was a new winner, it doesn't move the cut line up because Chase Elliott was previously above the cut line, right? So you have your 12 winners. It looks like Tyler Reddick is 130 points in. Once again, if there are 15, 16 winners this year, I expect Reddick to be one of them. If not, he should be safe on points. So I'm still going to say it. Tyler Reddick still in on the playoffs, safe right now. Chris Buescher a little closer, but had a solid run tonight, a top finish and some stage points. Alex Bowman, a nice finish today, trying to turn things around for that team. Bowman has a lot of speed. It's all about capitalizing, finishing the races for Bowman. 36 points above. Once again, as we talk about every week, you want to be 15th, because if you get a winner below the cut line, Brad Keselowski can do it. He's almost did it today, finished in the top 2 today. You could get other winners to win below the cut line. You can't count out guys like Kyle Busch. You can't count out guys like Carson Hocevar. Any of those guys could win a race this season, and that would move the cut line up one. So you want to be 15th if you're thinking about points. That puts Bubba Wallace at 23 in right now. But once again, if you have a new winner, he will be out by, 13 or something like that. Ryan Preece currently out by 23. Solid day tonight by Ryan Preece, missing the big wreck. Eric Jones, once again, that nice finish. But I think, once again, if you're looking at maybe even Ryan Preece, but if you're especially 18th on back, Eric Jones, Allmendinger, Carson Hocevar even, and then below that, you're looking at winning a race to get in, because it's just so difficult to come back from this deficit. And once again, if you have a winner below the cut line, you fall even more points out. So once again, just wanted to take a quick look there at the point standings, because it's kind of weird. At the racetrack, you can't really see those point standings very clearly when you're at the racetrack, and then immediately after the race, it takes a while. You have to come back and sort of look at them later, so that's why I didn't talk about the points at the racetrack, but certainly wanted to get into that. It was a fun race in Atlanta, and of course, let's send it back out to myself at Atlanta for the outro.
At least had to get the outro for today's race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, a fantastic race. Love the racetrack experience. And of course, about NASCAR Atlanta, about Chase Elliott, the hometown king, winning. Let's get rowdy.